Hey, what's up, you guys? I missed y'all. I've been gone for like 2 days, at least from making videos, but real big, awesome topic for y'all. It needs to be said. I wanted to talk to you about how from my experience, the cops, i.e., the police, they are narcissists too. Right? The people that are supposed to help you out, correct? Right. So, in my experience, um, I, when I first started being stalked by the narc, right? I obtained my restraining order, blah, blah, right? It's a 2-year restraining order, and of course, like most narcissists, they don't give a fuck about any type of authority or rules, so he instantly began violating it. Like I showed you in my other videos where he's like across the street at some hoe's apartment, whatever, right? So, in this situation, he had been sending, which I still have, all these emails threatening to shoot our baby in the face and rape me and my son, and then also kill us, rape our dead bodies with him and his friend, and set my home on fire. Yay, right? Just a daily narc thing to say, I guess, right? So, in my case, when someone violates a restraining order, what are you supposed to do? You are advised to call the police every single time, which I was doing, right? And they were showing up, right? And in every case, they were looming over me as these emails were actually coming in, and they were reading them with me, right? So I was assigned a detective. I'm going to put this piece of shit detective on blast because he is really bad at his job. I'm in Washington, D.C., so he's from the 3rd District Police Station, which is on V Street. And his name's Detective Alvarez, Esteban Alvarez, right? And he's like, oh man, I'm really going to help you. I'm so into this case. I can't believe, because the narc was sending, like hacking through the computers, sending my son pornographic pictures of people being sodomized and talking about how he was going to do that to him as well as myself and kill the baby and all that stuff. So that's what my experience was. I hope it's not yours. And so this detective acted like he was all mad and stuff. And one particular night, I'm going to try to go fast like I always have to. We have 13 minutes and 24 seconds, and I'm on 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So anyway, back to the story. So, one particular night, the emails were like back to back to back to back to back. And one of the emails said, I'm going to beat your door down, right? Now, I live in a secure building, right, where you need a card to even access the elevator. Not only do you need a card to do that, but that card will only take you to the laundry room and your floor, right? The minute that email was read by me, all this banging on the walls started happening, right? I have I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a long hallway. You can see that door like way in the back where that light's peeking out through. And it was all the way through there. Now, I live next to like the utility room in the hallway. There's no neighbor on that side. So it's a very long hallway. So he was banging on the walls all the way through there. Everything, right? And this is right, but when you look out the peephole, there was no one there. And then another email comes through and goes, hey, I was squatting down so you couldn't see me out of the peephole. Okay, so shit like that. So that particular night, multiple officers came. He also made a bomb threat to me in the building that night. So I had an entire bomb squad, quite literally like from a movie, with the shield and everything, going from the 10th to the 1st floor. These motherfuckers couldn't find one piece of shit. Really? You saw no one. And then, to add insult to injury, let's go back to this detective. Now, this detective knows all that. He's gotten all those emails. And the next day, they happen to arrest the narcissist, right? And where was he? I live next to a major train station here in D.C. He was which is next to my apartment. Literally, you walk into my apartment and you can go down into the train station. What was he doing? He was arrested lurking around the train station. And guess what DC police say? Well, we can only keep them for 24 hours and then we have to let them go and then, just keep calling us. Bitch, what the fuck? What is the point in a restraining order if you can't restrain anybody? Huh? Alright. So, that's like buying a fucking maxi pad that can't catch liquid. And it's a heavy flow out this bitch with narcissists, right? So I'm like, wow. So he gets arrested for 1 fucking day. And they let him right back out, which is what? Pisses him off more. And where does he go? Right back across the street. And what does he do? Continues to do the same shit. So the detective calls me and goes, we have him in custody. I'm like, okay, thanks for doing your job. High five. Nope, let me retract that high five. No, because what he did was call me immediately back and go, would you believe me if I said that we think you're doing this to yourself and you're sending yourself death threats and you're sending yourself emails and you're threatening to kill yourself and rape yourself and burn your own house up and rape your own children and murder them as well? I'm like, you're joking, right? So this detective, not only did he relay every move he was going to make to the narcissist so that the narcissist could actually plan to come up with a lie to reverse flip that shit on me, right? The victim. The detective, because they both have penises and I guess they on some DL boy shit, that means down low, decided, hey, yeah, I'm gonna reverse this shit on the victim and be like, hey, maybe it was you doing it to you. That shit really happened. I was like, you're a ridiculous piece of shit. Hope you lose your job. Fuck you. Goodbye. Now, what does that mean? That means that even if you go, this is why I don't accept any sort of advice from rando ass people being like, oh, you should do this and you should go to the cops and you should file a this and you should go fucking go to court for that. Yeah, dumb bitches, I did that shit. And guess what it resulted in? A lot of narcissistic officers and a lot of narcissistic people that work and have jobs within the system that don't do shit about it. Now, why do you think they didn't do shit about it? Let me tell you why. Because a lot of officers and a lot of judges and a lot of other people that are in charge of helping you out when you actually do things by the book, they are narcissists too, baby. You know what they do when they clock out? When those cops, those same officers that were so, oh my God, let me help you out. And yes, and they saw everything that happened and shit. You think them officers contacted me back when I put them on blast? Fuck no, they didn't contact me back when I was like, hey, you were standing here and you saw those emails. Say something about it. Do you think they said something about it? They did not contact me back. Ever. They avoided me like the fucking plague. You know why? Because when they clock out, they go home and beat their wives and smack their toddlers and kick the cat and punch the dog and then go off drunk probably in their cop car with the lights off to go visit their mistresses. That's why they didn't do anything about it. They didn't do anything about it because it would be like snitching and telling on themselves. They're the exact same way. I'm sorry. Now, not all officers are like that. Just like not, I mean, we could say any stereotype can be, broken down into everybody's not like that. But the thing is, there's an extremely large percentage of people that are like that. They really do outnumber us in a sense. Like, there's more narcissistic, greedy, selfish, bullshit, cheating, gross as fuck criminals and shitty I don't know, pseudo versions of people out there, because they're really just demons in meat suits walking around. It's just a fucking meat suit. It's their fucking space suit. It's just a demon navigating, trying to look like a person and shit while they siphon everything from other people. That shit, you think they don't get jobs as cops? You think they don't get jobs as judges and doctors and lawyers and shit? Really, though, let's really think about it. I won't even go all the way there. But if I was a lawyer, I would not defend someone that I knew absolutely fucked somebody up and murdered them or some shit. Because that means I'm a total liar. That would have to know that you're a liar and lie together with you to join forces so we can both get some money and you can continue to get off and be on your lie. That's exactly what the fuck the cops are like around this bitch. So, that detective, not only did that detective, because I did my research too. Not only did that detective find out that there actually was a hacker and that this dude actually was stalking me, you think that motherfucker called back to apologize and be like, yo, I did find out that you weren't lying. And I did find out that everything that you said was totally legit. And then you think the other two cops came back and said, oh man, sorry we didn't have your back on that one because we did see what was going on. We were actually at your house watching him peek through the windows, but we were too much of a fucking bitch to even say anything about it. So we'd rather just clean you up on the street when the stalker finally kills you. You know, it's just easier. Less paperwork. Right? Is anybody else out there going through something like that? Did anybody else go through something like that? So let me tell you this. So this happened within like, I don't know, I want to say like 6 months ago, right? Like 6 months ago. You would think that 2 years of stalking somebody, because it was going on way longer than that, but that incident happened like 6 months ago. So yesterday, I finally solved the mystery of how in the fuck did this narcissist find out what I'm doing and stuff, right? Other than the gang stalking. And I found something on my phone because he hacks through my son's PlayStation account so that he can relay messages, as I've said in other videos. You can email someone kind of, or you can message them through PlayStation, right? If you're online playing a game. Anyway, I digress on that one. So everything that me and my son were talking about yesterday, like I said, oh man, how did he know we cooked turkey wings? A message will come in through the PlayStation and be like, oh, I knew that you had turkey wings because I'm around or something like that, right? And I'm like, how the fuck did this motherfucker hear us? Well, got it, wrote it down. He was using something. I found my phone was bugged. Yes, my phone was bugged by the Narc without him having my phone. It was a something called audio recorder engine. He was controlling it through his iPhone 11, which meant when I looked into my phone to delete that bullshit, that shit was on record. Now, how long was that on record? And did I call the cops? Yeah, I called them again, right? Before I take shit into my own hands, which I have no shame in my game to say, because a 45 and a shovel is way more accurate than your local police. Just saying. Anyway, so if you check your phone, check for something like audio recorder engine, because he could hear everything we were saying. And that shit was gross as fuck. I don't know how long that shit's been on there. Anyway, I'm out of time, you guys, but I just wanted to let y'all know, watch out what you tell the cops too, because sometimes they're in on that shit.